Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
They're in the computer?
This is getting out of hand.
Wow!
Strange things are afoot.
Over your potatoes!
Listen. You smell something?
Hey everybody, welcome to the Clear History Podcast, a show where we go on the internet, find a bunch of weird shit, and then yak about it. I'm your old pal Steve, and with me as always is...
Hot Hands Megan.
And today we have two guests, count two.
What is this?
We got Johnny Two Dixx.
Johnny Two Dixx. They call me Johnny Two Dixx because I got two dicks.
He actually only has one penis. But then we also have...
That's neither
Ron.
confirmed nor denied.
She wants to be called Ron today. Let's get into it. Today, I'm going to start, and I was researching the Georgia Guidestones. Have any of you guys heard of this?
No.
Why were you researching this?
Oh, well, it started off with that weird 33rd parallel guy.
Oh, that I sent you?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
It's not really on the 33rd parallel, and that guy's full of shit, but we'll get into that later. Anyways, this is a monument that is 19 foot tall and made from 6 granite slabs weighing 237,746 pounds. They were erected in 1980, and it is 90 miles east of Atlanta, near the border of South Carolina.
Side note, the pounds is how many pounds of hot dogs Joey Chestnut has eaten in the last 10 years of his life.
Probably, yeah. Jesus Christ. He's a champion. He's a champion. Fucking.
Alright, 1980, erection.
Inscribed in these are 10 guidelines written in the 8 most spoken languages: English, Spanish, Swahili, Hindi, Hebrew, Arabic, Chinese, and Russian. Now, you guys want to know what these say?
This is just from 1980, so these are only like 40 years old.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so what's written on these stones?
The first one is what everybody gets pissed off about. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature.
So we need to kill a bunch of people.
Even in 1980, there wasn't fucking 500 million people.
Let's get some
Okay.
perspective.
So we need a
We'll talk about this a little bit later.
Alright. Yeah.
Guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity.
Oh, so this is a eugenics slab of
Maybe.
rock.
GMOs for
But as it
humans.
goes, it gets a little nicer.
Only have sex with
Sexy runners.
sexy runners.
Only
Unite-
sexy runners can have
Unite humanity with a new living language. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. See, it's not so bad as it keeps going.
Yeah, it gets progressively
Except for the
better.
whole, die.
And we'll talk about that later.
I feel like this is David's philosophy.
Let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Avoid petty laws and useless officials. Balance personal rights with social duties. Prize truth, beauty, and love, seeking harmony with the infinite.
You said duties.
Got him. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. Leave room for nature.
Okay, so we need to reduce our population and...
It sounds like these globalist cucks are trying to turn the frogs gay.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Yeah.
There's astronomical features on this. So it's a guide stone. So it's supposed to... So those are like...
So when the aliens
Guys.
come, after we're all dead...
I think it's
It's
when
for-
when the world ends and then there's people left over and this is
Oh, and they're like...
this is
okay,
what they build off
This
of.
is what... We didn't do this shit, so you guys do it, and
I mean,
you'll be...
Let me just talk about all this and then...
Sorry.
I just have a little bit more to talk about and then we can talk about what we think of it. So there's this thing called the mail slot.
yeah.
And because it looks like a mail slot.
I got a mail slot.
And
I think
it
I
marks...
have a mail slot.
It marks the equinox and solstice. So you look through that and you can see the sun. There's a vertical hole in the capstone which tracks the North Star. So you can see the North Star at any time. And then it marks noontime in the center. The sun, when it's noon, it shines down to tell you when it's noon. And it's like this place is weird because also on the top it says let the guidestone let these be the guidestones to an age of reason. And this phrase is translated in ancient languages including Babylonian, Classical Greek, Sanskrit, which is basically Hindi, but old version of it, and then the Egyptian hieroglyphs. So, this place is under surveillance at all times. It's technically owned by the city that's in.
Is it free?
Yeah, you just go there.
Where is it? It's in
We need
Georgia.
a road trip.
What
Atlanta?
city is it in?
It's in Georgia, about an hour and a half outside Georgia. So,
What the fuck?
there wasn't really any vandalism until the election of Obama.
Oh, thanks, Obama.
A lot of people assume it is the rules of the New World Order, Illuminati, Satanism. They think it predicts a mass extinction.
It was made in the 80s, dude.
But
This
here's the
isn't
thing,
fucking-
this is 79, 80. Like, this is like when a lot of shit was going down, like in China, like they were starting to do the birth thing where you could only have 2 kids. We were gearing up for some, end of the world shit.
And look at us now.
Well, it's like, okay, I remember this because Yoko Ono
She said that she liked it because
Right.
it produces peace.
produces peace. And what are the kind of things that it
Or
sort
whatever,
of,
something like that.
discusses? It promotes environmentalism,
Mm-hmm.
Small
right?
population.
Reduces the population of the world.
Protect the people and nations with fair laws and just courts.
Promotes spirituality.
Prize truth and beauty and love.
And promotes a
Be
world
not a
government,
cancer on
basically,
the
right?
earth.
Right, and promotes a governing body, Illuminati.
Sounds socialist.
Okay,
We're
it's a little
waiting-
bit NWO, but here's the thing. A lot of people, like, I was watching a lot of different videos about this, and there's, like, this Christian guy freaking out about how this is, oh my God, pagans and all, they're trying to take away from God. After Babylon, he separated the languages so we could not be in one a new world order. And, like, I think that's he's kind of going crazy. It's kind of ridiculous. My opinion, and I like to ask you guys after I'll say mine first, but like my opinion is that this is like the world ended, and now these are ideas of how we can rebuild.
Like maybe a sort of artistic piece.
Like a Georgia guidestone.
Yeah. Guidestone for after we're all freaking dead because we're idiots.
Wait, is this in the U.S. or in the country?
It's in Georgia.
No,
There's a country called
Sorry,
Georgia.
the state of
State
Georgia. Yes.
Alright.
There is not. I'm just kidding.
This was commissioned by a man named R.C. Christian.
Well, he sounds like a
suspicious.
wholesome white man.
Well, they know that it says that it's a pseudonym.
Wait, RC radio controlled Christian
Robert
from the Illuminati.
C. Christian
RC soda.
he asked to be kept anonymous. He spent extra money to be kept anonymous, and people think that he's a Rosicrucian, which was the first secret society, which like predates
The Masons
the
and
Illuminati.
shit?
And
Well,
the
Illuminati
Freemasons
started in
started.
1776.
This
so.
is 15s.
Oh, shit.
No, it was
What
before
about-
the 1776.
No, officially 1776.
Well, official this because it's fucking secret society.
There weren't Masons before America?
Illuminati is
Official.
separate.
So this was
Oh.
the first secret society who called for the Age of Reason, and this is a worldwide brotherhood claiming to possess esoteric wisdom handed down from ancient times. I think that's bullshit. I think it's
They
just
don't know
whatever.
anything. Whatever.
But I
kinda
don't know.
cool.
Who knows? What do you think, John?
Do they look beautiful? Did you look at pictures?
It looks really cool. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
it's fucked
Maybe
up.
a
Though.
road trip when we take our East Coast road trip.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
I think it's a neat... I mean, like, for real, like, keep the like, everything makes sense other than the eugenics one. Like, fuck that. But,
Yeah,
like,
but I don't know. I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's like, well, we're trying to make like humanity.
What does it read it again?
It says guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity, which is like that sounds like a good
improving
idea.
fitness and
But
But
diversity.
that sounds like a good idea. Which is like, oh, because I have a fat kid, now my fat kid.
No,
I got
it
cut off
doesn't.
his
It
balls.
doesn't. No, they don't mean fitness. It's the biological term for fitness, which is different than fitness in terms of are you fat or
I
not.
don't like that improving diversity. That means that you
Right.
can't have a mixed couple.
No, they're
No, it
saying
says
that you should have a
improve
mixed
diversity,
couple
right?
by having diversity.
By improving fitness and diversity.
But if there was if the races are mixing, then there's no more diversity at a point. This is what I'm kind of thinking about that. Improving
That's a
diversity
weird way to
is
think
like
about it.
improving
But, like,
diversity would be to keep you guys even more separate.
Huh. Well, if you think about it like that, that's fucked.
Am I fucked?
But I mean, if that's what they meant, then
Well, I
fuck
feel like
them.
that's
But
definitely
like,
what like the Babel stone.
But like, think about it: 500 million people.
I think-
America is 300 million people. And
Right.
That's just one country.
I think like
We're not the
Okay,
biggest.
I know,
I do
but-
think like especially in the 80s like and nuclear Cold War shit,
Mhm.
it was like okay, mostly everybody's gonna die, and it's
Yeah, Berlin was still
if-
like split.
yeah. If people come and see this and they're like, oh shit, yeah, we should keep it 500, but then like fucking, how do you keep it 500 million with like once you hit
can't.
that, you just start killing shit because that's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, the World
Like
War
I
III.
guess,
But
I
if they're
guess
saying if you were to start over, if maybe they were predicting something
Right.
bad
I
happening.
mean, you start over, and well, there's like predictions,
Well,
you know,
like,
of like
so-
this was before 2012, and there's all
Right.
these things about the calendar and talking
End
about
of the
how
world,
the
yeah.
world, the magnetic thing was going to switch back, and that like our magnetosphere was going to fuck everything up, even though it does it all the time. It switches polarity, but then also there's supposed to be huge like solar flares
Yeah.
going on, and there were, but it wasn't a big deal.
I think this was created as a guide, like it says guide stones for the next population after some sort of apocalyptic event happening, and I mean, and they mean fitness as in sexual fitness in terms of reproduction.
Of being able to fuck real good, huh?
No,
like as an
it's-
art piece, like it's fucking,
No,
especially
it's
for
a
the 80s,
biological
like
fitness.
well, I mean,
It's the
just
ability to
the-
reproduce
advance the
sexually.
human
right.
race.
It's not about your.
I think the
how
stones in
fit you
general,
are.
just like as an art piece, it's like, oh, that's neat. All right, yeah, and as like a historic monument, post-nuclear annihilation, like, all right, yeah,
Makes sense.
like the 10 Commandments, like general decent rules to follow. Like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Lauren,
pretty
what do you
cool, though.
think? Do you think it's nefarious, or do you think it's in good intention?
I like it personally. I also though feel like this is my brother after he's really drunk, and
It was.
no
he
doubt.
made the Georgia Guidestone.
this is
Yeah.
seriously.
He got hammered drunk.
And I was like, where was that $300,000 that I spent on this fucking project?
And he would. He probably would. Yeah.
Where's Thanos right now? That's all I want to know.
I got drunk and started telling people my name was Rob Christian, and now I'm out $300,000. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of neat.
There's a lot of
it is
vandalism
neat.
and people that are
What
scared
is the
because
vandalism? What's
just
what's
like
being
you
put
know,
on
like
it?
there is no law but God, and like things like
Oh,
that.
so
like,
it's good Christian people.
like Christian stuff, and then just like, I mean, the first two are pretty scary. The rest is pretty
Yeah.
good. But maintain humanity under 500 million. What does that mean, maintain?
That means kill them.
Guide reproduction wisely. I mean, it's getting into some...
Condoms. Kill them in condoms.
But like,
Kill
but
them
like
in
here,
condoms is all it means.
like cut out 1 and 2. Unite humanity with new living language.
Boom.
Great, we can all talk really nice. Awesome. Rule, passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. I mean,
Nailed it.
just trying to make everything make sense.
yeah, I mean, it's
Protect
fine.
people with fair laws. Great. Let all nations rule internally, and then have a world court. You know, like
So-
we
Like
try to
fu-
do
like
that with the United
Futurama.
Nations. We try to
Yeah.
do the United Nations thing. You know, avoid stupid laws. You know, balance personal rights with social duties. Like, okay, you can be a crazy, stupid redneck shooting your gun in the air, but that's smart. You also have to fucking cut the lawn. I don't know. You have to you pay taxes. You got to do something.
Yeah.
For the
You
society.
gotta not kill other
You gotta do
people.
something for society.
Yeah.
You have to put, you know, prize, truth, beauty, and love. Okay, there's how I don't know why you would argue with that. Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right, that's the last point.
8 out of
Circles
10,
back to the
4/5.
first point. You
Pretty
cannot be a not cancer on the earth without having less than 500 million people. But that number's arbitrary, so whatever. I think it should be like.
that's just scary. There's like
I think it should be like
people.
100 million people.
I think we're fine.
Jesus.
There have been there have been like studies
kidding.
that like, you know, as there's more people, our technology becomes better, and we actually end up using less. We end up recycling more, and like there's a lot of studies and stuff, and yeah, we can't have too many people, but like also
Well,
they always complain about how millennials aren't having so many kids. You know, there's actually, I think like one of the Scandinavian countries is talking about how they actually have less people being born than are dying.
Damn.
So, like, I think as it goes, it
Well-
works itself out.
Well, the more energy you create, the more waste you create. And I think that's probably our biggest challenge.
But also, as we grow in technology, we grow in efficiency.
I'm just surprised that shit was made in the 80s. Like, I was thinking, like, they've been there forever.
They will be in the future.
You're right.
Think about it. Anyways, let's go to a commercial break.
Hey there, everybody. It's your friendly Department of Health Services Ranger reminding you that ass-eating season is officially ended as of October 1st. Now, don't go ass-eating out of season because that's poaching, and poaching is illegal. There's a $420 fine for ass poaching. In the meantime, make sure you renew your ass-eating permit for only $69. And don't forget, ass-eating season starts April 20th, 2019. Any questions, just give us a call at 1-800-455-34TN or go to asseating.com. Remember, only you can prevent ass poaching.
Alright, so up next, who's going? John?
So I was watching a movie the other day and that Animal Crackers song came on. And
Animal crackers
In my soup.
that's the one. And it got me thinking about Shirley Temple. And I was like, oh man, I'm pretty sure she died in the 60s. And I looked her up and no, she died in 2014. And then I just started reading about her life. And goddamn, it's weird. So
My daughter, my youngest, kind of looks like Shirley Temple.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
She does. I can see it.
Well, Shirley Temple Black, she was born April 23rd in 1928. She was Hollywood's first #1 child star from 1935 to 38.
Did she start child star?
No, but she was like the fucking #1 in the 30s.
#1 champion.
She started at 3 years old, and her first movie was called Bright Eyes, and it was written specifically for her and for her talents.
Interesting.
And let me tell you about this movie. Okay, so it mainly focuses on the relationship between Shirley Blake, played by Shirley Temple, and her godfather, who's a bachelor aviator named John Loop Merritt. I'm just going to call him Loop. Shirley's dad is already dead. He was a pilot and crashed. And her mom, Mary, is the maid for the Smythe family, who are fucking super dicks.
Super Dixx.
Yeah,
It's a lot coming from Johnny Two Dixx.
And they're just mean assholes, and they all live there. And halfway through the movie, Shirley's mom dies in a car accident, and Loop, her godfather, takes her up in the airplane and explains what heaven is, and it's like, well, your mom's up here in heaven in the clouds, and I can come up here whenever I want.
You gotta do a 1930s version.
Hey, you broad.
Now your father's up here in heaven, and this is what heaven is like. Is that accurate?
No.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's perfect.
So the family her mom worked for, they find out about her mom dying and try to send her to an orphanage. But the elderly patriarch, Uncle Ned, is like, nah, fuck that. He really likes little Shirley Temple, and he calls her Little Bright Eyes, and that's where the name of the
Is
movie
that where
comes
the
from. I'm pretty
famous
sure
Omaha band is
I'm
named after?
pretty sure Conor Oberst named Bright Eyes after this movie.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure.
He was a Shirley fanatic.
Yeah, he's.
We'll have to
nuts
ask
about it.
him.
Yeah, next time I see him.
I hear he lives right by us, so.
That's what I heard. So a custody battle ensues between the Godfather and the Smythe family, and Loop, the Godfather, agrees to fly cross-country in a dangerous storm in order to raise his legal fees, and unbeknownst to him, Shirley hides in the plane.
Oh, snap.
And the plane crashes.
Shit.
Oh, snap.
And they jump out and parachute out and are rescued.
Oh.
And then the custody battle is settled when Loop, his fiance, Uncle Ned, the old patriarch, and Shirley all move in together.
Okay.
And because of this movie, little Shirley Temple got the first Juvenile Academy Award. She got a little mini Oscar for it in 1935. It was between this movie and another movie called Little Miss Marker.
Little Miss Marker.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So after this, Temple capitalized on her success. They made dolls and dishes and lunchboxes and clothes and shit. And the studio head at 20th Century Fox cultivated her superstar status. He said she was the studio's greatest asset. At one point, she had
When she was 3?
when she was like 8, 9, 10.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Studio must not have had a lot going on.
No. At one point, they had 19. They had 19 writers specifically for her to make
Holy
to
smokes.
write scripts and shit. They did 11 original stories and some like adaptations of old shit.
Our kids are pieces of shit.
Yeah, specifically for Shirley Temple. Like,
Wow.
All right,
She's
Lucy, come on, let's go.
yeah. Come on.
Lucy's their daughter. Like, oh, come on, guys.
And this was the 30s. This is the 30s during the Great Depression, and everybody saw her films as like, oh, I can take my mind off my shitty life.
I can take my mind off of my shitty life.
Put animal crackers in my soup.
That sounds gross, but it sounds also very nice.
We're still in the 30s, so FDR actually said, here's a quote, "It's a splendid thing that for just 15 cents an American can go to a movie and look at the smiling face of a baby and forget his troubles."
No, you gotta do it like this.
It's a splendid thing.
That's it.
But for this 15 cents, you can see a little girl and be happy for some reason. Don't mind why I am sitting in a wheelchair. I am plenty fit to be the president.
Looking at your own children and seeing their smiling faces isn't good enough. So you gotta pay 15 cents.
My
to go
children
see
are
it.
pieces.
Somebody's gotta smile, and the only ones doing it at this point are children. I've never seen a grown man smile for 15 years.
They will once they've seen Shirley Temple.
Wait till the 50s. They have a lot of fun. Microwaves, holy shit. Wait until that.
They had vibrators too.
They had motherfucking cars.
No, the vibrator was more important.
Oh my.
So in 1935, the movie Curly Top came out, and that's a movie with animal crackers. And that's the only reason that animal cracker.
That's honestly
but-
the only
the only song anybody knows
The only
because of
thing
the
I know.
infomercials.
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
I want
Oh, I
a
know that. That's hers?
hippopotamus for Christmas.
Wow, fuck me.
Only hippopotamus will do.
So once she hit
Don't
adolescence,
wanna
so like late 30s, because she was born in 28, so by like 1940 she was 12, and people didn't really give a shit about her. And her career kind of went down the shitter. She was in a few movies, but nobody really gave a shit because she wasn't the cute little girl anymore.
Because it's a hard knock life.
Yeah. And
Alright.
and in 1950 she retired from acting at 22 years old.
Good for her.
Good for
Yeah.
her. Geez, she's
Get
done
out
more.
before you're lost on drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
And some myths about her. Some people didn't think she was a child. They thought she was a 30-year-old dwarf.
Why?
The fucking... Dude.
I'm dying right now.
Dude. The Vatican sent a priest over to investigate because the claim was so prevalent. Dude.
Oh my.
Yeah. They were like, we gotta find out if this little chick is a dwarf.
That's
And if she
ridiculous.
is, the fucking Catholic Church sent someone. Another myth about her is people notice she never had any missing teeth, and if you're a little kid, you're gonna be missing some teeth. But she never had any missing teeth in her movies because when she would lose teeth, they would give her fake ones
Like
because she's a
veneers,
fucking
yeah.
actress. Like,
That's
yeah,
They
it's
still do
retarded.
that for like
It's
they do that for
ridiculous.
kids pageants. You know?
Yeah, it's dumb as hell. Like, duh.
Which I guess emphasizes the reason behind the myth.
Right. Yeah, and that just reinforced that
Perpetuates
she
it,
was
right.
a dwarf because she never like.
Although I still
of course,
don't
if you're
think
a
that's where
30
my mind would have gone to.
Yeah.
It's
I
dwarf
just think that's
child.
stupid.
And then
That's dumb.
another one was that she wore a wig because her curls and her hair were too perfect. So like she would go out and meet fans and they would just like rip at her hair to like and just
Jeez.
yeah.
Okay,
What a great
So-
fan.
That's crazy though, 'cause, like,
she's
if-
like 8 years old and people are like tugging at her hair.
It's like
to
Wonder why she
Quinn,
retired.
if we wash and dry her hair and blow dry it, it's perfect ringlets. Like it's this stupid.
No, you know, they
People
did
are
that to
stupid.
Trump too, so, you know, it's
His hair is Cheez-Its.
So after she retired,
Trump is a fucking hologram.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
I've never seen him in real life.
Pretty
I've
sure
never.
It's a hologram.
He's got hands smaller than me.
Yeah, he actually. I think it was him who commissioned the guide stunts.
I don't know.
No.
After she retired, her next big job was between 1958 and 1961. She narrated Shirley Temple's storybook for NBC, and it was just an anthology of fairy tale
So
adaptations.
she's like 30 now.
Yeah, getting there. But like late 20s, early 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And then after Hollywood, she was active in the Republican Party of California and ran for Congress in 1967.
Yeehaw!
Good for her.
And she lost.
No.
However,
Because they were like,
She's
I
a-
want hippopotamus for Christmas.
and she's I can't put a
And they'd be
hippopotamus.
like, well, what else do you have on your platform? Seriously, I just want a fucking hippopotamus for Christmas. Like, I mean, vote for me, I'll get you guys a hippopotamus for Christmas.
Like in the in the primary, she got second place, and then I think
That's
she ended
pretty
up.
impressive.
Yeah, and then I think she ended up getting second place in the election, but I could be wrong. I didn't write that down.
Wow.
But then Nixon appointed her in 1969. She was the 24th.
The number!
Numbers.
Nixon appointed her as the delegate to the 24th United Nations General Assembly between September and December in 1969. So she was the first woman to do that.
Yeah.
And then
So she met in the United Nations.
yeah, like they meet like every 4 or 5 years or something. It was the 24th time they met.
And so she represented the U.S.?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then
That's
Ford
pretty cool.
made her the ambassador to Ghana between December 74 and July 76. And she was the first female chief of protocol of the U.S.
Wow.
And the chief of protocol is responsible for advising the president, the vice president, and the secretary of state on matters of national and international diplomatic protocol. And they carry the rank of an ambassador and assistant secretary of state.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
So is that like, when you are in international waters and you are taking a left turn, you must extend your arm all the way to the left. If you are taking a right turn, you bend it halfway forward.
And after making a U-turn, you must give a hand job to the person sitting next to you.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's official.
And that was between July of 1976 and January of 77. And because of that, she was in charge of Jimmy Carter's inauguration and his inaugural ball.
Jimmy Carter? Carter, who's from Omaha, Nebraska?
No.
No, that's Joe Ford.
Oh, fuck.
But
Carter Lake is actually a different Carter family, by the way. I'm sorry to tell you that.
I don't know anything about Omaha.
Jimmy
yeah,
Carter, I just want to make homes for the poor.
he was from Georgia.
He's
he had
a
a
good
peanut
guy.
farm in Georgia or something.
Yeah, I'm just a simple peanut farmer, and I don't understand why all these Repubtards don't like me. Pretty sure he coined Repubtards.
Repub-tards.
The pub tarts? The pub
The
tarts.
Repub-tards.
I actually
Pop-Tarts,
just
but
literally
Pop-Tarts.
made that up just right now.
I
Pop-Tarts.
gotcha.
And then in August 1989, she was appointed the U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia
Hey, my people.
My people.
George Bush Sr.
Oh, well,
And-
I don't trust him, but
Yeah,
okay.
but she had a lot to do with Czechoslovakia because she was there in 1968 meeting with a representative from the International Federation of Multiple Sclerosis Societies.
Why do you have a dick drawn on your hand?
So she was there in 68 for this multiple sclerosis society when the USSR invaded. And she was stranded in a hotel, and from the roof she saw an unarmed woman get gunned down in the street by
oh my
a
God.
Soviet soldier.
No.
And that just affected her the rest of her life. And
Yeah.
it really went into her job as the U.S. ambassador to Czechoslovakia. And she was present for the Velvet Revolution, which was the end of communism in
Right.
Czechoslovakia.
Yes.
Because of her... So she saw the beginning of Russia taking over Czechoslovakia
To
and
the
saw
end
the
of the
end
communism.
Yeah.
That's really
in
interesting.
1989.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Just some random. She was married twice. She had 3 kids. Her daughter Lori.
Good for her in that time frame.
Yeah.
Be married twice. It's okay, people.
Yeah. And she had 3 kids, and her daughter Lori was the basis for the Melvins.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Fucking weird shit. She had breast cancer. She got diagnosed with breast cancer in 1972 and got
This lady is a fucking bad bitch.
Right. And she got it removed with a radical mastectomy. So like
ripped off her tits, yeah.
Yeah, like radical. She died.
On it.
She died at the age of 85 from COPD.
So she lived a full life.
Yeah.
She was a busy lady.
COPD. She died of old age.
Yeah.
Basically. 85.
Well,
representing
she
mom
was
life.
She was a lifelong smoker, but avoided ever letting anybody know, so not to be a bad role model for her fans.
Oh, look at that!
That's so sweet.
Some of the awards she got: she was the first Juvenile Academy Award, SAG, the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, and she has a life-size bronze statue in the Fox Studio parking lot.
Wow.
And she was the Grand Marshal of the Rose Parade in Pasadena. In 1939, 89, and 99.
That's fun.
That's great.
And she has a drink named after her.
Yeah, and I used to like those.
Sprite?
Grenadine.
Maraschino
cherry.
Nah, dude. Is ginger ale, a splash of grenadine, and maraschino cherry. And
my grandpa growing up would make me that.
Yeah.
Grenadine, the ginger ale.
Is it ginger ale?
Yeah,
is 7-Up?
No, ginger ale is the
official
traditional one.
Yeah.
You can do 7-Up or Sprite.
Because that was
the traditional. Because you don't need the. Yeah, anyways. My grandpa would always order those for me too when we went out to eat.
Yeah. Okay, so here's how people think it was invented. By a bartender at some fucking bar in West Hollywood. To serve it to Shirley Temple, but no one really knows where it's from, and Shirley Temple didn't fucking like it.
Good for her.
Yeah.
She's a badass bitch. She's a
cool
boss ass
man.
bitch.
Fuck yeah, that's
bitch,
cool. I mean, like
bitch.
she did the whole little kid acting game.
But she pulled out of it.
But then she's like, I'm not gonna become
cocaine.
I'm not gonna start a fucking.
I'm not gonna be a Lindsay Lohan.
I'm not gonna start a band
Corey
that does
Feldman.
a bunch of covers, but then turns it into pizza covers.
Oh, Jesus.
Like Macaulay Culkin.
Like Macaulay Culkin, was it? The Pizza Revolver?
The Pizza Underground.
Pizza Underground,
yeah.
Velvet Underground.
Velvet Revolution
She
that
rocked
she
it.
witnessed.
Wow.
But then she ended up doing a lot of good for our country. She did some good things for Czechoslovakia.
I'm sure.
All while
I did.
battling breast cancer and
did
raising
breast
3
cancer?
children.
Who was a punk rock bassist?
She smoked, but then she's like, you know what? I don't want people to know I smoke.
Because I know it's bad and yeah. It's
I love Shirley Temple.
Nice.
I
Fuck
love
yeah.
her.
Do we have any ginger ale?
We do.
Do we
So
have
we're
grenadine?
going to go make Shirley Temples and we'll be back after this break.
Do you have voles and moles? Are they making holes? Then you need to call Trolls, the Vole and Mole Nullifiers. They'll set you up with some underground poles that will send those voles and moles out on a roll, leaving your home nullified. Call toll number 1-800-345-NO.
Alright, for our third story, we have Ron.
Ron. All right, so the topic that I am going to be speaking on today is something I've been interested in for the last 3 to 4 weeks, and that is tentacle porn.
Dude, I've been interested in that for the past 3 to 4 years, so we're good, girl.
Yeah, it's been an interesting couple weeks over at my house.
At the Fostelsters. Yes, it has.
I think we've all gone through that phase.
The first depiction, or shungra, which is Japanese for erotic art, was in 1814 by a Japanese artist, Katsushika Hokusai? And the artwork that he drew was called The Dream of a Fisherman's Wife.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So this drawing depicted a naked woman presumed to be a shell diver, because apparently that was a thing back then in Japan.
Makes sense.
There's this naked woman enveloped in the limbs of 2 octopuses, or octopi. I don't know what's appropriate.
Octopussies.
Octopussies, okay. The larger mollusk is performing cunnilingus on this shell diver, while the smaller octopus fondles the woman's mouth and left nipple.
Damn.
It's pretty cute. Okay, I've heard that the left nipple is a more erogenous zone than the right nipple.
Really? I had
It's the same
no
thing
idea.
with like breastfeeding. Usually you let down more with the left
Let me
tit
think
than
about
the
that.
right tit. I did too in my
Yeah.
breastfeeding experience, yeah.
That's absolutely true. Yeah,
it's
that is the
left
bigger
nipple is
booby.
a bigger
Yeah.
booby.
Yeah. Well,
Me being a
all
male,
right.
I have no idea what you're talking about because my nipples are actually just decoration.
I'm trying to remember which one I got sprayed more with.
It's the
I
left.
feel like it was the left.
It
It's
would
lefty.
had to have been, yeah, because righty is pretty crap. So, yeah. So this picture, though, you'll notice that all parties involved, octopuses, woman, they all appear to be enjoying what they're doing, which is quite contrary, I feel like, to the tentacle porn
Feely.
we see today. Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, you may be asking...
It's not what it's cracking up to be. Is that what you're saying?
Hey-yo.
Hey.
Kraken.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay.
butt cracking. So I guess one major question that was on my mind and probably on other people's minds is why octopus cunnilingus? So there's a legend that takes place in the Edo period of Japan, which is years 1603 to 1868, the Fujiwara dynasty. And it's a popular legend about a princess named Tamatori. All right. So Tamatori, she was a modest shell diver, and on one of her diving encounters, she comes face to face with an octogod.
She comes face to face.
Oh my
That's how I like to come to.
Right on.
Okay.
right on. No. Okay. She comes face to face with this octogod, and this godly mollusk confides in her and says, "Princess, I'm just very depressed. I'm not happy." So the princess, she engulfs this octopus god in a hug and says, "You poor mollusk.
You poor mollusk. What's cracking?"
I know just what you need to cheer up."
What's cracking?
This fucking pussy.
And then she whispers quietly in whatever hole that might resemble an ear, 10 tickles.
Oh my god.
And the two fall into this ball of laughter and tickles.
I hate you.
can't.
God damn it. I
I'm so
love
mad
you
at
so
you right
much,
now.
but I want to fucking leave you every
Yeah,
day.
how many tickles does it make to make an octopus
Come.
laugh? 10 tickles.
No, but in all seriousness, there was a Princess Tamatori, and she was a modest shell diver, which to me
Show you a modest
implies
shell diver.
that she
That's
probably
what your
wasn't
show says.
affluential.
She was looking for that clam.
And she marries the founder of the Fujiwara clan. So she marries up, you know. Her husband then tells her that their family pearl has been stolen by a sea dragon and asks for her to go down to retrieve it.
Those goddamn
Right,
sea
of course.
dragons.
Of course, the sea dragons
Goddamn
ask
sea dragons.
you to go down.
Pocket
Or
snakes
retrieve.
and sea dragons.
Gyarados, Loch Ness, what else?
Keyword,
sea dragons
go down.
do you want from me?
Magikarp.
I don't know. But what does he do when you go down?
So she goes down.
He comes.
She retrieves the pearl, but of course, Sea Dragon catches on and chases her,
Yeah.
along with a horde of sea creatures, which of course includes
Horde.
octopuses. And as she's being pursued by all these creatures and Dragon God, she does what, you know, any rational human being would do, and she cuts open her chest and bears the pearl inside it.
Right.
Good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a really thing,
It-
a common
it-
thing.
Yeah.
I did that today.
And that miraculously helps her swim faster to evade all of these
Good
things
call.
chasing her.
Yeah.
But shockingly, once
sense
she
so far.
gets to the shore, she dies.
No.
But that is the legend of Princess Tamatori.
Yeah.
That's why tentacle porn exists.
So that story, that legend, then led it led artists.
I'm so aroused.
Oh my.
It led other artists, to then start drawing pictures of bare-chested women evading octopuses. Okay. So then jump forward, and that's where we get Hokusai's dream of a fisherman's wife.
Yeah.
So then you have to ask why today is tentacle porn so rapey? Because from what I've seen, it is. It's very rapey.
It's pretty rapey. I've watched.
So leave it to the early Westerners to interpret Hokusai's work as a rape scene. So there was a French critic by the name of Edmond Goncourt, who apparently must have been influential for his time, said that his works depicted rape scenes, thus I feel like kind of brought us to where we are in this modern movement. So kind of just to move through the timeline, in 1970, America, not Japan, released the first known cinematology depicting a lurid tentacle rape scene in Roger Corman's The Dunwich Horror. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that.
No.
That's my favorite, actually. I got that on VHS.
Do you really?
No.
Oh. Then in 1986, the first penetration of tentacle rape is in a Japanese anime cartoon called Guyver Out of Control. Then in 1989 comes the rise of who I guess is very famous in the tentacle rape scene is Toshio Maeda.
It's a scene?
No.
It's a damn arms race.
It's a thing. It's a big thing.
Race.
God damn.
He makes his first he makes his first work that becomes very popular in the tentacle rape fantasy, which is Demon Beast Invasion. In Medea, he used robotic tentacle limbs.
Huh?
That's a Tyler Perry movie. What?
It's similarly spelled.
Oh god.
So he uses tentacle robot limbs to bypass a Japanese censorship law, because apparently in that time consensual sex via penis and vagina was called for censorship, but rape by tentacle does not. So in 1990, Medea becomes master of tentacle porn rape scenes.
Tyler Perry's Medea.
This is a different. And in 2001, he receives a Lifetime Achievement Award for most influential erotic
He got a Lifetime
artist.
Achievement
He got a Lifetime Achievement
for
Award.
making hentai rape porn.
Yes,
Most
he did. He
Wow.
absolutely did.
Fucking,
Yeah.
Shirley Temple got a Lifetime Achievement Award for fucking...
It's amazing.
Yeah, being a cute little girl.
It's
and
amazing
this guy
how
gets
the world works.
Lifetime Achievement Award
for making some cartoon rape.
Yep, exactly.
What am I doing with my life?
You gotta find a new form of rape or
Yeah,
something,
find a
and you
niche.
get a Lifetime
Find your
Achievement.
niche.
So, just a few little other tidbits about Medea. He hopes to have Tentacle Master written on his tombstone when he dies. And there's now a website that he has created where you can join the Tentacle Club.
Huh.
Yeah.
Tentacle Club. That's pretty impressive.
How many tickles does it make to make a squid laugh?
Club.
Tentacles. Ayo.
Does high-quality, low-priced tracksuit interest you? Are you a fan of durable and comfort? Well, in luck are you. We sell only the best tracksuit online today for you. Visit tracksuit-me.com today and use promo code for great saving. Limited time, so act now.
Alright, and for our last story, we have Megan. What were you researching this week, baby?
I wasn't researching anything. I'm just gonna talk about real quick some things that you can find for free on Omaha Craigslist right now.
Oh shit! What we got?
15 85-gallon bags of packing peanuts.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
What's the number?
15 plus bags available. By the way, there are a pair of trees grown too tall for their location.
God
they are
damn it.
12 to 15 foot tall. People don't know if they're healthy to just cut down or remove. They don't
Uproot
understand
yourself.
how trees work, but okay.
That sounds
They're
like
available.
a call
Come
for
dig
I
it
want some
out.
free labor.
Sounds like a job.
There is a man on 50th and P offering free lamps. The tagline is 7 shades of lamps. He is a sad-looking man holding a McCafe cup
That's
from
that's
McDonald's.
That's one of
He
the
is
people
really
you should
sad.
avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He's gonna turn you into a
He'll
lampshade.
throw the coffee at your face and steal your car.
He's gonna turn you into a lampshade like Ed Gein.
wanted adult DVDs.
Shade your my penis with your head.
Does anyone have any adult DVDs they're looking to get rid of or sell? If so, please contact me. Let me know what you have. Quantity, genre, tentacles, cost, etc. Thank you.
Alright guys, and so for your fun facts, I got my 5 fun facts. You got your search terms, Megan?
I'm good. Yep.
Alright, so number 1, there are no state names containing the letter Q.
That is true.
Think about it. Number 2, Chicago is called the Windy City not because of the weather. It originated from the 19th century journalists who were referring to residents being full of hot air.
That was pretty great.
Isn't that interesting?
Got him.
That's
3, tennis balls used to be white until 72 when the International Tennis Federation changed it to optic yellow so they could be seen better on television.
that's that's disappointing.
Yeah, well, you want to know something fucking disappointing?
Huh.
Refried beans are only fried once.
I've done them. They're only fried once.
They're only fried once.
How many times are you hoping they were fried?
Twice.
17.
At least twice, refried.
Fry them and then you refry them.
All right.
And number 5, according to scientists, an x-ray of your face is really just a picture of what you look like in 150 years.
Got him.
Got him.
I get it.
All right, let's go to 3 additional search terms. Lint chocolatier. That would be LINDT, the Chocolate Lint Company,
Oh, they
and
are
chocolatier.
professionals.
They are so into it, guys. You
gotta go check
can't
out the
even-
outlet.
You can't believe it.
We got lots
All right. Number 2, Craigslist mirrors.
Search it real good.
Search for a mirror on
Number
Craigslist.
3, which gave me a chuckle recently. Images. Search full face swimming masks.
Oh no. I sent you that one.
And a bonus, buttholes that look like nipples.
What?
A bonus. Buttholes that look like nipples.
In the
circa
dog
Sean.
world, the equivalent would be buttholes that look like vages.
Or nipples that
Also.
look like buttholes.
Just look it up. You won't be depressed about it. You'll just be like, whoa, oh my, oh my.
They look like nipples.
Alright, so we want to thank John and
Wait.
Ron.
Shirley Temples that look like nipples.
Shirley Temples that look like nipples.
That have dimples.
That got dimples.
And tentacles coming out of their brains.
On Craigslist.
Do it, brah.
Visiting the Georgia.
God, sons.
I'll show you a Georgia.
Check out
kid.
Not Your Real Dads on iTunes and everywhere you get your podcasts.
Alright, Johnny Two Dixx and Ron.
Johnny Two Dixx.
Me and Megan, thank you for coming on the old show. And next time, Make sure you tune in because it's going to be a Campfire Stories Spookerino.
Spookerino.
Spooky, scary.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
It's one of them blues woos.
Check us out at clearhistorypodcast.com and the Clear History Podcast Instagram. It's a lot of fun. And don't forget to check out your pal Steve R.
Shut up! You're not allowed to do that. No.
That's
Bye.
Review on Instagram. Bye.
Stop plugging yourself.